So you're gay now?
No, I'm not gay. I'm just celibate.
I mean, that sounds gay. I just want you to know that this is like the first conversation of like 3 conversations that leads to you being gay. Like, there's this, and then in a year it's like, oh, I'm kind of gonna want to get back out there, but I think I like guys. And then there's the big, oh, I'm a gay guy now.
You're gay for saying that.
I'm gay for saying that?
You know how I know you're gay?
How? How do you know I'm gay?
Because you macrameed yourself a pair of jean shorts.
You know I know you're gay? You just told me you're not sleeping with women anymore.
You know how I know that you're gay?
How? Because you're gay and you can tell who other gay people are?
You know how I know you're gay?
How?
You like Coldplay. Oh, you're dead. You're dead.
Oh! Oh! Leave my torso alone, at least.
You know how I know that you're gay?
How?
You like the movie Made in Manhattan?
You know I know you're gay?
How?
I saw you make a spinach dip in a loaf of sourdough bread once.
You know how I know that you're gay?
How?
You have a rainbow bumper sticker on your car that says, I love it when balls are in my face.
That's gay?
God damn it!
I'm ripping your head off right now. It's off, and now I'm throwing it at your body. Fuck you!
Oh.
I tried to find a awesome quote from 40-Year-Old Virgin, and that's what I came up with. The whole, I know how I know you're gay? Yeah. I just went with it. I ran with it. Welcome to Back to the Shack. Your Labor Day episode is now here. So I'm just gonna position everything, arrange everything, bong in the way, that's all that was in the way was just a bong. Okay, yeah, so it's Labor Day, and if you're a Manitoban, you're just paying attention to the Labor Day Classic of the Winnipeg Blue Bombers versus the Saskatchewan Redneck Rough Riders. I mean, the Saskatchewan fuck your cousins. I mean, the Saskatchewan Rough Riders. Oh, man. Whew. Yeah, I'm a true Manitoban. I do not like the Rough Riders. They're pretty much Winnipeg's, leftovers. They're the Bomber leftovers. I mean, look, come on. Cal Murphy, he went to Saskatchewan. Khari Jones went to Saskatchewan. Take our leftovers. Go for it. And call that a winning team. Yeah, we lost yesterday. So we'll probably wind up losing today. I don't know. I don't really follow football. I'm a hockey fan. I'm a Jets fan. I'm waiting for the NHL to start up. I can feel it in my bones. Feel it, just the anticipation of the hockey season. So, on today's show, we're going to be talking about funniness and comedy and jokes and what makes a person funny. And as you can tell, I'm in good spirits, so I'm going to be playing a lot of sound bites from different movies and TV shows throughout the course of the show. It's pretty much whatever I can find at a short period. And I only give myself probably about a minute and a half to find a clip, so I'm really well prepared. I'm not at all. It's like fucking high school all over again. So unorganized. Alright, so I've given a lot of thought onto what makes somebody funny. Me, I don't think I'm funny at all. I just think that the way I present a story has to have like a certain level of voice, like a tone of voice, to tell like whether or not I'm being serious or being sarcastic. And it's really hard for me to do because my voice is so deep and the range is not all that extensive. It kind of just stays in one spot. It's just really monotone. And so when I tell a story, I try to perceive like there's some sort of, a little bit of joke. You can tell it with just the way that I'm telling the story. I can tell you a story about the one time I almost set my house in Balmoral on fire. You can tell that one. I'll tell that one right now. Oh, okay, this is a very interesting story. It was my 18th birthday, figured, I'll have a bonfire, have a bunch of people over, and it'll be fun. I'll have a bonfire, I'll start a fire. Should have done that when I was sober, because when you're drunk, nothing's big enough. No fire's big enough. There's no party that's big enough. You need big, big, big. So I decided I want to make this fire fucking huge. So I had the fire going, but instead of taking like a can filled with gas and throwing it into the fire, I decided to take the jerry can, the gas can itself, and pour it over the open flame while I'm completely drunk. So I'm pouring the gas onto the flame, and all of a sudden I see the flame go up to the gas can, and I don't drop the can onto the fire. That's just fucking stupid. So I take the can and I put it down beside me. Very calmly, very nonchalantly, I begin to beat the shit out of it with whatever clothing I can find. Don't even thinking about the most logical solution. Fuck the logical solution. Let's just beat the flame out. It's the only option. It was the only option. It was the only thing I could do. So, the other thing I could do was sit down, crack a beer, have a smoke, and try to assess the situation as I saw it. All the while, the jerry can was on fire. On fire. Sitting there, and me having to smoke and drinking a beer. And my buddy, Josh, comes around the corner, sees me sitting there, looks over at the gas can and says, "What the fuck?" Runs inside the house and comes out with a glass of water and pours it onto the gas can. He's like, "Why the fuck didn't you do that in the first place?" I'm like, "I tried everything else." I'm like, "That was going to be my second option." He's like, "Why wasn't that your first option?" And I just looked down and said, "I'm really drunk right now." See, that, with me, that's how you can tell a story and make it funny. Yes, that story is 100% true, and yes, it is probably one of the dumbest things I've ever done in my life. Besides setting my feet on fire and running down Main Street, Balmoral, Manitoba, being burning feet, man. I was fucking nominated. I didn't want to, or whacking a kerosene-soaked golf ball across a fucking field with a golf club. That was always fun. One way to start fires. But yes, to make a joke funny, you actually have to have, like, a beginning and an end. It's kind of like life. There has to be a beginning, there has to be an end game. And the end game with a joke is a punchline, and the end game of life is death. Okay, it's not, well, either, yeah, it's kind of the same thing. It isn't at all. Jokes and death are not the same thing at all, no. Unless you're being killed by a clown. And then, that's just terrifying, because that's just a scene out of it, and Tim Curry still gives me nightmares. Okay, yeah, but to make a joke funny, you have to have, like, a story behind it, and there's always a story, and you can have it doesn't have to be a true story, you can make it up on the fly, but nobody can tell that you're being serious, or if you're telling a joke. But you also have to have a good flow. You have to be able to keep going and not stammer, not falter, and not stutter. You have to be able to keep it all in one motion. Me? I'm surprised that I'm doing so well right now, because I don't even have my joke book with me, and I'm just kind of going off the fly. And I can do that for an extended period of time, because it actually sounds like I know what I'm talking about when I actually don't know what I'm talking about, and I'm just kind of going with it. Yeah. But you know where I'm coming from, because after all, everything has a story behind it. And yeah.
One time my cousin Walter got this cat stuck in his ass. True story. He bought it at our local mall, so the whole fiasco wound up on the news. It was embarrassing for my relatives and all, but the next week he did it again. Different cat, same results, complete with another trip to the emergency room. So I run into him a week later in the mall, and he's buying another cat. And I says to him, "Jesus, Walt, what are you doing? You know you're just going to get this cat stuck in your ass too. Why don't you knock it off?" And he said to me, "Brody, How the hell else am I supposed to get the gerbil out? My cousin was a weird guy.
Yeah. Talking about funny stuff. Anything like comedy and how to make stories funny. And before we get into that, again, this is Big Bad Wergaloopy, and this is Back to the Shack on Spreaker. And I'm just doing something out of boredom because it is Labor Day. And this is the only time I actually get paid to do my podcast. Thank you for having a full-time job. That was, of course, a clip from Mallrats, the first 40 seconds of the movie. It's a story I've always wanted to play and have everybody listen to, or just a clip or a soundbite, because that's probably by far one of my favorite movies. Because it took a spin on life of just hanging around a mall and made it entertaining. Mind you, none of that shit ever happened at, like, Polo Park or Garden City. Oh God, how I wanted it to happen, but, never did. And with all the stuff that, people have done in their lives, and, and people are like, I don't know how to make anything funny, but you can make anything funny, unless you are by far the dullest person on the face of the earth, where you actually have no semblance of sense of humor or personality. Mind you, that reminds me of pretty much half the people in Stonewall, Manitoba. Yeah. Joking, my S-Wall peeps. That wasn't somebody knocking on the door, that's me just fiddling in with my lighter. Alright, so I have at work, people ask me, they're like, well, why don't you actually do comedy on stage? Well, one, I don't like people. Actually, that's a lie. I do like people, I just don't like large crowds of people paying attention to only me. Because it's one thing where you can't see them, like, say, doing this podcast, for instance, I can't see who's listening, but I'm speaking to you people. I'm speaking to you guys as a person. But face to face, like doing it on stage and seeing all eyes on me, I can't do, because I'd probably shit myself, or piss myself, or both, or probably throw up, or a combination of all three. It'd be like one after another. Boom, shit, boom, piss, boom, throw up. And it wouldn't be just like throw up, like keeling over, throw up. No, it'll be fucking projectile. It'll be fucking, like, better believe it, Exorcist shit. Pea soup, and I wouldn't even remember eating pea soup. But it would come out, man. No. So, and I realized lately how, more outgoing and more energetic I am because I quit smoking. And it's been 2 weeks today. 2 weeks today, I decided quit smoking. August 21st, I quit smoking, and it's been 2 weeks, and so far, I get these freaking little hacking fits, and it's not always after I take a rip out of the bong, it's just out of nowhere. I'll just have these blind fits of coughing, and I'll start hacking up the weirdest colored shit. I hacked up orange. I don't know what's orange and what phlegm is orange, but it's fucking orange. I'm not talking like just slight orange. I'm talking like fucking orange peel, orange. That's a lot of orange in one fucking sentence. Oh, fuck. Yeah. And quitting smoking, it made me realize how funny I can be, as opposed to how funny I thought it was being while I was smoking, because I'd have the cigarette to be my prop and my go-to. And now I'm just like, fuck it, tone of voice. We'll use that. I don't have props. I can throw stuff at people. But that would just lead me to getting arrested, assault with a weapon, blah, 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 fuck that shit. Okay, so I was watching the documentary about Robin Williams and getting into his mind as a comedian and finding out fucking planes and finding out everything, what made him famous comedian and what made him